Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Computer Classes by Rachna. Today we will talk about the use case diagrams. So the use case diagram is a diagram which is used to explain any scenario which is given by a problem statement. For example, if you can see this screen, you have a use case diagram in front of you for grade assessment management system. So we have the box which is created in a rectangular shape. So this box that you see here is actually a rectangular box. The name of the system is written at the top, which is grade system, and there are actors which are involved in this system. What are the people who are interacting with the system? So the people who are interacting with the system, or the systems which are other than this system and interacting with the system, are actors. So one actor is teacher, which is involved for certain operations. Another actor is student, and another actor is printing administrator. So all these actors have particular functions or use cases that they perform and they are involved with. For example, a teacher will be recording grades after checking the exam sheets. The student would be able to view the grade, and teacher will also be able to view the grades, and the teacher will also distribute the report cards, whereas the printing administrator would be able to view the grades and would be able to create the report cards. So this is a very simple example of grade assessment management system where we have three actors which are involved. The actor is anyone or any system or person who is involved with this system that you are creating, and who is providing certain functionality, doing certain functionality, and providing certain input or output, or receiving certain output from the system. So the actor is outside the system and may interact with the system for providing input or receiving an output or performing certain operation. Now we move on to the next thing, which is called as the use case, which is called as the use case template. Now this is your use case template. All right. So when we have seen there are different use cases, what are the use cases here? The use cases are record grades, view grades, distribute report cards, and create report cards. So these are the use cases. Now every use case must be expressed. So to express and explain that use case, we have a use case template. So this is one of the use case templates that I prefer, and it includes the brief description of the use case, the actors which are involved in the use case, the preconditions, which mean the conditions that must be satisfied for the use case to perform, the post conditions, which means the different states in which we expect the system to be in after the use case has been performed. Then we have the basic flow of event, which includes the primary events that will occur when the use case is executed. And then we also might have alternative flow of event, which might occur if the first basic flow does not occur. All right, so we have the basic flow of event, which is normally performed, and alternate flow of event if the first basic flow does not get performed. All right, then you have the special requirements. The business rules should be listed for basic and information flows as special requirements in the use case narration. These rules will be used for writing the test cases also, both success and failure scenarios. So special requirements means any particular requirement on the basis of which the use case has to function. We must write down those requirements. And related use cases means the use cases which are related to this one. So I'll give you one example at the end of this presentation so that you understand the use cases in detail. Now we talk about the relationships which are there in use case diagrams. We have one relationship which is known as inclusion, the second one is known as extension, and the third one is known as generalization. So inclusion, it is basically a use case which says that another use case can be reused within the first one. So when we have two use cases and one use case can use the steps of the second use case, then we use something like this. We use inclusion and we point an arrow towards the use case that we want to include, and we point this arrow in a dash line, and we write down includes in it. Next one, we have extension. So it allows a new use case to be added by adding steps to existing use cases. So that means when we want to extend the steps, then we use extends. And the arrow is towards the use case in which the new use case is getting extended. And the third is generalization. It allows the child use cases to inherit the behavior from the parent use cases. So that could be a generalization arrow. Generalization is mostly used for actors also. For example, if we have one actor, let's say faculty. Now this faculty can be used in generalization where we have two more actors which are the generalized category actors. One is male faculty and other is female faculty. So this can be used in generalization. All right. Now we see this example of a self-service machine where this is the use case for a self-service machine, and we have a box and we have the title at the top. We have one actor as customer and we have another actor as supplier. So here generalization is shown where this is the main actor supplier, which is the parent actor, and we can divide it into child actors. One is restocker and another is collector. Now the use case related to customer is buy a product, and the use case related to supplier is restock and collect. So restock the self-service machine and collect the expired products from the self-service machine. So restock includes, so this is something which will be included whenever we use restock. So open machine and close machine, and you can see the arrow is towards the use cases which needs to be included. And we can extend restock as restock according to sales. For example, the products which have more sales, we will restock them more compared to the products which have less scale. So this one is extends, and extends have an arrow towards this use case. Now we have collect. So collect also includes the two use cases, open machine and close machine. So this is one example. Another example that you can see here, which is just the explanation of the above one, that restock would include open machine and close machine, and restock will be restocked according to the machine will be restocked according to the sales of products. So this is extension and these are inclusions. All right. Now this is another explanation of the same, that collect will also include open machine and close machine. Now I'm explaining you a case study for library management system. So what is there in library management system? The problem statement is given which describes the working of a library management system. So if you are given a question, you will either give your own assumptions in points form and you will explain how that system works, or the problem statement would be already given. So let's say we have a library management system and let's see the problem statements which are given related to library management system. So every student is issued a library card against which 2 books can be issued. Then the second statement says each book is issued for 1 week, after which it must be returned. A reminder email is also sent to the students by the librarian 2 days before the return date. If the book is not returned on time, then a fine of ₹5 is charged per extra day. Then we have the next statements. The faculty can also get the book issued for 1 semester, after which a reminder mail is also sent to the faculty. The faculty recommends the subject books which are ordered by the librarian after approval from the admin head, who makes payments to the books vendors. So this is simple working of a library management system, and it says the librarian maintains the book records, student records as well as the faculty records, and the student can get the books searched and check their availability with the help of librarian. All right. So this is the scenario which we need to see, and this is the use case diagram, and we will see whether we have completed all the steps or there is something which is left. So first of all, see, the box is to be created and the name has to be entered inside the box. So this is done. So we have a rectangular box and the name of the system is library management system. Now let's check the actors. We have the teacher, which means the faculty which is involved. We have the librarian, we have the student, we have the admin head, and we have the vendor. So these all are the actors which are involved in working of the library management system. All right. Now let's check the functions or use cases related to teachers. So teacher will check the availability and the student will also check the availability of the book with the help of librarian. So three actors are involved: teacher, and then the librarian, and then the student. So all these three are involved for checking the availability of the book. Then the second is issue a book. So librarian is also involved for issuing of books. Then teacher is also can also be involved for getting the book issued, and student can also be involved for getting the book issued. Then you have return of book. The returning of book is done by either the teacher or the student. Can you see that we have the teacher who is involved here and we have the student who is involved here? Am I clear with this? Now let's check the use case for the teacher. Teacher also recommends books to be put in the library. So this is a task which is only related to the teacher or the faculty. It is not related to the student or the librarian. So recommending of books is done by the faculty or the teacher. All right. And if you see here, I have extended this pays fine. I've used different colors for different actors so that you understand it well who is performing what. So you can see that when we have the returning of books, at that time the student would be paying the fine. So student is involved in this particular use case, and the return of books will get extended for paying of fine. So if it is the student who is returning the book, then we have this extension of paying the fine. Am I clear? Then we talk about the librarian. The librarian will charge the fine, the librarian will manage the books, and the librarian will order the books. Now charging of fine, the student is going to pay the fine and librarian is going to charge the fine. So this is fine. The librarian will manage books. So it includes adding of books. It also includes removing of books which are obsolete, and it also includes updating the book details. All right, so update of books. So these three functions are included in manage books. After that, the librarian will order the books. When the librarian will order the books, it will include approval of books. So approval of books is done by the admin head. So it is also related with a yellow line for the admin. And then after the approval, when the books are received, admin is going to make the payment of those books, and the books payment will be received by the vendors who provide the book and supplies the books. So vendor will supply the book, receive the payment, and after ordering of books we can also include, so order of book will include you can say receiving of order by the vendor. So if the books are ordered, they will be received by the vendor. So for the vendor we can add one more value for the vendor, that is, I'm writing here receiving order. So this receiving order use case should be related to the vendor. All right. And now, have we missed anything according to what we are doing? Yes, we have missed one more thing, which is the librarian maintains the books as well as student and faculty record. So we will add maintain student record, maintain faculty record, and rest of the things we have already done. And one point which is missing here is reminder of email. So the librarian sends reminder, and librarian also manages these three concepts that I'm taking now. Just a second. Yeah. So the librarian will send reminder to the faculty. It should be inside it. Then the librarian will manage student record, and the librarian will also manage the faculty record. So these are the things which should be present, and here we added that the vendor receives order of books, and all this has to be there inside this box. All right, so these all things will be there for the use case diagram of library management system. Now talking about the use case template for issuing of books. So here's a brief description of use case template for books issuing. So I will take the use case template for just one use case. So we have so many use cases, and the templates are to be made for all the use cases. So this one is only for issuing of books as an example, and rest you can create. So this is a brief description that a student or a faculty can get a book issued from the library. This is the description of this use case. This is the description of this use case. Now, how many actors are involved when we talk about issuing of books? Only the student, librarian, and the faculty. Now, what is the precondition for issuing of books? A student must have a library card, and number of books issued must be less than 2. What is the post condition, which means what will happen after the book is issued? The student or the faculty gets the book issued in their name. Now, basic flow of event: a student will check the availability of the book and gets it issued on his or her library card. Alternate flow, which means if this is not happening, then what is going to happen? A faculty can check the availability of the book and gets it issued on his or her name. Then we have the special requirements. What are the special requirements? The student must have a library card. This is a special requirement, and that there should not be more than book issued in order to get a new book issued on the library card, because the maximum books to be allowed is 2. So if there are more than 2 books issued, then he or she must return one book and pay the fine if due. Only then the next book can be issued. And then you have the related use cases. So if we have the issuing of books done, the related use cases will be checking the availability of the book, returning of book, and paying the fine if due. So these are the use cases which are related to this use case template. I hope this helps you to create the use case diagrams related to any problem statement which is given. Again, I'm saying if the problem statement is not given and only a topic is given, then you can take your own assumptions, write them in the points form for the problem statement, and then you can create your own use case diagrams. So thank you so much. I hope you understood the concept. And please subscribe if you have understood. Subscribe the channel. I will be posting everything related to different topics, and you can get the notifications for the same. Thank you so much.